Okay guys, I'm using my iPhone today because in my haste to get up here with all the tools and everything else this morning, I left my HD camera sitting on my deck. So not a big deal. We are doing, I'll show you the products we're using. Wood brightener, and we're running bleach. So we are on our second power wash of the deck. So we got here this morning, we trenched out the walls so that we can get to the stem wall. So we trenched all the walls out, as in, dug them back. So we dug all the walls back, and we pressure washed, we cleaned all of the stem walls. Then we hit the deck with 3 guys with screw guns. We re-sunk all of our screws. We got this baby solid. Shouldn't have to replace anything. We'll know more tomorrow when the sanders hit it. But re-sunk everything, all that going. There's a couple I might try to use. A really cool big wood knot stuff that I use. It looks like knots, so I'll show you pictures of it tomorrow. So here's our issue. We are on the second power wash of this deck. Number 2. We did it, we rinsed it, then we used a wood brightener, which is very strong stuff. And then we rinsed it, we let it sit, then we rinsed it again, and then it didn't do anything. So we attacked with bleach, and we cut our bleach pretty strong to try to get in there and get it. But our biggest issue that we're running into is a lot of this on the previous stain was not clean. It was just stained. And some of the stained areas, the ones that are not in UV areas, have held up rather well. So we're not getting able to get in and clean it. I mean, we hit it to the best of our ability. I mean, we've taken this thing on twice now, and we still have some black. And it's just because that stuff was on the wood. The wood was stained previously, sealing it in, and then we ended up kind of where we're at right now. I mean, you can see residue of what the bleach will do, and the bleach is hitting it pretty good. We use it in a Hudson spray or different bleaches in our compounds, and usually every once in a while we run into a deck like this, but it was properly stained, but it just wasn't properly clean last. So we have a couple different ways we can go. My suggestion would be to not try to sand each picket. Don't get me wrong, we definitely like the work, but sometimes that's just a little too labor intrusive. I mean, it's kind of a big deal to take every picket off the building from scratch. So I have a couple different ideas. We even did these big posts underneath. We went all the way up and down those with the material as well, and we tried to get as best as we could in there. Just cleaned everything. I mean, we had to be, we're running straight product. We usually cut it, and after a while nothing was happening, so I'm like, that's it. It's much like that stain job up in that eave right there, where it appears as if it was stained, but that mold wasn't removed. So it makes it extremely hard for us to remove it. Almost impossible. It's underneath a layer of stain. So and even sanding might not work. So I have a couple ideas on what we could do that would not change the cost, but would look amazing. See, like this one right here. This is a perfect example. This one was actually attacked probably 4 times with our different materials, and we're trying everything we can to break it down. You wet the wood, then you apply the stuff. We applied it with the brush, but we're still getting some of that. And that, granted, when we stain it, it's going to hide some of that. When we do stain, it's going to hide a lot of it. It's going to have a certain look, but I really don't want this to look as if it was just stained by the last guys who left it like this. So my theory on this is to use a semi-transparent or a semi-solid a stain, Armstrong. Still oil-based stain, still the same cost. It's an expensive material, but we use it all the time, and it's kind of like the last ditch. Now you do see knots, you see wood grain, you see everything in it. I mean, it does not look like a paint. It doesn't even look as thick as the building. But it's a really nice product, and I think it would hide a lot, blend in a lot, and I think it would last you a heck of a lot more than us just putting the same style semi-transparent on the building. So you know, I definitely think so. What I want to do is I'm going to give you guys a call when I get in, and we can at least see. I just really would like to be able to pull up on this house and have it have a certain look, and right now we are not going to be able to get as far in as I'd like. I mean, shoot, we've done about $200 probably worth of cleaning compounds on this house already, on the deck already, and it's done nothing. Nothing at all. So, and you know, the cost of sanding every single aspect of this deck just probably would not be conducive to anything, really, not to you guys. We don't mind the work, but it's pretty heavy. So we're rinsing it again, and then we'll let the sun dry it, and we'll get everything going with that. Everything else is looking really good. Stem wall came out good. I think I have a pretty good match on the stain for these guys. All the gutters and so forth have been cleaned. The doors have also been cleaned, and we have that color. It is called Kelly-Moore Camel, and you guys had an elastomeric version of it. I'm going to use the Kelly-Moore version. It's a lot better. And so that's a good thing too. So we're not falling behind or anything like that, but I would like to have been able to get it a little farther in than I expected. So that's kind of what we're seeing here. And I'll go ahead and, I don't know, it's probably like 3 o'clock or so here today, and we're going to rinse again and make sure we have no chemicals left, and then we're going to leave it for the sun to dry it out. Tomorrow we start sanding, and we go from there. And, so yeah, thank you guys. I'm sorry to hear about the family issue over in Nevada, and hopefully that's good, and we'll talk to you tonight. Thank you.